Let's get straight up with The Convert in theaters on demand July 12th, 2024. Guy Pearce, we love Guy Pearce. He is the top line. He is the lead of The Convert. I loved him in LA Confidential. Give me another Guy Pearce movie that you love, Eric Holmes.
The Proposition is a good one.
Hmm.
Memento is a good one.
Yes,
Uh,
very good. He's just a very good
uh,
actor.
oh, oh,
He reminds me of
crap.
like an
What?
Eric Bana type, where both those guys can be lead actors or they can be character part of an ensemble, right?
I,
So I think he was in Animal Kingdom. Wasn't he in Animal Kingdom? He played, but anyways, he's a
LA
very, very
Confidential. That's what I was
LA
thinking. That
Confidential.
that
Yes,
was a
LA
good one.
Confidential.
He was
Well,
in
now,
uh he was in Prometheus, as an old guy.
oh, right, Guy Pearce. Yes, that was a weird segment that Guy Pearce was in. I just really love Guy Pearce as an actor. Let's see if The Convert is worth watching. Now, here is the plot line behind the film. It's directed by Lee Tamahori. It's, quote, an action-filled historical epic with Guy Pearce as Thomas Munro. He is a preacher who arrives in a colonial town in early 19th century New Zealand. I think it's set around 1830. The thing is, he's just trying to be a preacher in this little town, but there are two warring Maori tribes that are at each other's throats. Whose side does he pick? Will these warring Maori tribes spill over to this colonial town and wreak havoc and vengeance and violence into the area? Will there be a lot of people killed in this conflict? What can this preacher, again, Guy Pearce as Thomas Munro, do amidst all these conflicts? Can he make a difference? Or maybe not? Does this preacher have a shady or dark past of his own that might be bleeding into the conflict that is the central theme or the central event of The Convert? Eric Holmes, your thoughts on this movie?
I think I liked it for the most part. It was kind of had a what was that Terrence Malick movie, The New World, had that kind
Right.
of vibe to it. Um, I could see some people kind of complaining that it's a little Dances with Wolves, or I mean that's what they claim, or that's what they complain about with Avatar, because it's got that kind of because I don't think it's a spoiler to say Guy Pearce saves one of the women from the tribe, and then converts her to their way of life. So uh, it's got a bit of the white savior thing going, but beyond that, the movie looks absolutely beautiful. It's one of those movies that you could pause at any moment, and I want that framed on my wall. Um, it
Yeah,
gets
agreed.
there's a war scene at the end that's or battle, whatever you want to call it, that was pretty pretty damn great. Um, There, I think the other than like the couple misgivings, there's a little bit in the middle that kind of loses me for a bit. But other than that, this is a pretty good one. I liked it.
Yeah, I love this movie. The Convert, again, Lee Tamahori, I'm a huge fan. He directed the movies Mulholland Falls. He also directed Die Another Day, the James Bond movie, Triple X State of the Union. I forgot if I mentioned Once Were Warriors from 1994. I think that movie's a classic.
On came a spider.
Along Came a Spider. He's a very, very good director. I have not seen the Nicolas Cage film Next, but I just really loved everything about this movie. I thought the performances by I cannot pronounce her name, the girl, the young late woman that Thomas Munro saves. She is Maori, and her name is what is it? Ragimai, and she's played by this really wonderful actress, and she's almost a co-lead in this movie. The battle scenes are electric, but even more is actually just learning about this tribe, this Maori culture, and how it's trying to mix with the culture of the preachers. And I just part of it is just really getting into this environment in this remote area they're in. And like Eric was saying, a lot of these scenes are beautiful. If you want to watch something very picturesque and vista-like shots, this is worth watching in the theaters. As for the actual white savior complaint, could be a little bit, but I think there's enough focus on the Maori culture, the tribes, or way of life that I found really immersive and interesting.
I
So,
think I think that's also kind of the point of it, isn't it? Like
Yeah, that's the
they
point.
kind of they comment on it, so it's not like white saviors. Yes, you need us to save you. It makes comments on that as well.
Right, right. And he's trying to actually figure out, well, this is my culture, but I'm getting passionate about what the Maoris are all about. So he's trying to reconcile his own background with this new culture, this culture that he and people that he grows and gradually gets to love and care about. So I thought this was a very wonderful film. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. The Convert is a movie that it's again in theaters, but if it's on demand, you have some extra bucks to spend on it, purchase it. It's or rent it. It's really, really good. Eric, final thoughts on The Convert and your rating.
Yeah, definitely great to look at. Master and Commander, I guess, is another one. It's not really set on the on a boat the whole time, but it's got that kind of same sort of epic kind of feel to it. Uh, yeah, this is one I actually would like to watch in the theater just because it looks so grand and beautiful. But yeah, I think I'm right with you on 4.5. Got,
Oh,
there's a couple nitpicks, but overall, this is a really good movie.
also, there are a couple of Guy Pearce. We were talking, Eric and I were talking about how good of an actor he is. There is a couple of moments where he has a long monologue, and it's Guy friggin' Pearce. He just nails it. You really believe him as a preacher. Yeah, props to Lee Tamahori. At this stage in his career as a filmmaker, he just comes out with, as Eric likes to say, a banger. This is a banger for me. 4.5 stars for me, 4.5 stars for Eric Holmes. What is Bruce Perky's rating, Eric Holmes? What is your guesstimation on Bruce?
Um, I would guess he would have a couple of similar misgivings as I did, but I think this is hard to say. I could see him giving him a 4 star, or I could see him going like the complete other way and just like not buying into it at all and giving it like 2 stars. So I don't know.
Okay, pick a rating.
I'll guess four. I'll guess four.
You're going to guess 4 for
Yeah.
Bruce Perky. I have a feeling that Bruce Perky is going to recommend The Convert with a whole bunch of caveats. And I think he's going to have misgivings about maybe the plot line, or maybe it's a little bit too slow, or maybe they should have gotten to the point more, et cetera, et cetera. He's going to credit the cinematography and the performances. I think he's going to give this one sort of a slight recommendation, slight pass, and give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Let's see what Bruce Perky says about
Oh,
it.
you heard it already. Cheater.
No, I didn't. I did not hear it. I did not hear it. So
No,
I'm
I
guessing.
know. I'm
I'm
I'm effing with you because it's a
uh,
family show.
yeah, it's, as you just said, effing. But by the way, effing is not. It's not a swear word. It is part of the family.
I almost said the full freight word.
You almost went full freight with the slangs. Okay, so thank you, Eric, for not doing that and making my editing job way easier this week here on Cinematics. 4.5 for Eric, 4.5 for me, and Bruce Perky, you misgiving caveat raider. I think you're gonna get 3.5. And Eric's he sort of gives you has a little bit of faith in you with 4 stars for The Convert. Again, in theaters and on demand, July 12th, 2024. I will put the links. Hopefully, the links will be up on Amazon where you can rent or purchase it. I can really confidently say this is worth purchasing, renting or purchasing, right, Eric? This is sort of like the
I I
ching
would I would say,
rent.
well, I see maybe renting. I don't know that I would buy it because it's not a movie that I would go back to over and over. Like, I don't think it's got that high rewatchability, but it's definitely one that, like, if it's playing in theater, I I would watch this in theaters over renting it for sure,
Oh,
just because it
okay.
looks that good. But buying it's kind of like, am I gonna watch this again? Am I not? It's hard to say.
Well, folks, I'm all about the pennies, so I would rather you not go to theaters and rent it and use our Amazon link and give me Bruce and Eric and Anderson some coins. But no, seriously, it's worth watching in theaters, worth renting. I, as far as buying, I would buy it myself on Blu-ray or DVD since I'm a physical media guy. After watching The Convert, I went back and rewatched certain scenes of this movie. So, which which leads me to say that's why I'm going to purchase it on physical media. I think it's a rewatchable film for me. It's sort of right up my alley when it comes to the genre. But I'm glad, Eric, you and I agreed on the rating.